The idea that this AI disruption doesn't lead us to some very human catastrophe, I think, is overly optimistic, and that we need to start preparing right now. And the scale and speed is going to result in an unprecedented catastrophe, because the rate at which people are going to be simultaneously sidelined, not just in one industry, but across every industry, is just simply massive, because people are going to be unemployed in huge numbers.
I think if your job is as routine as it comes, your job is gone in the next couple of years.
The UK is broken beyond repair. AI is coming for your job. I could sit here listing reasons why Britain is finished. Economic decline that's been happening for decades while politicians pretend otherwise. Highest energy prices in the world, not only making our lives miserable, but making us globally uncompetitive. A systematic loss of industry, except for Jaguar. They did that to themselves. Never-ending tax rises and a cost of living crisis that's crushing the middle class. The problem is most people are missing the real issues that are holding them back from escaping a life of frustration and unfulfilled potential. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 critical factors I'm using to leave the UK and build a new life as a content creator at 44. And it could change your life too. The question isn't how do we fix Britain? The question is how do we empower ourselves to have a choice? And this is where pillar 1 comes in. Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. I want to take you back to over a year ago. I'm suffering from IBS, which spiraled into a cascade of other symptoms, including fatigue, acid reflux, heart palpitations that kept me awake for 3 straight nights. My body felt like it was at war with itself. I went through multiple tests. I lost 4 kilos. I developed eye inflammation. And at the time, watching the news just felt like I was getting kicked in the stomach by a horse. I also had to manage the increasing pressures of living in the UK and run my own business. Every day felt like I was running through quicksand as my health deteriorated. Despite my weight loss, my mood was heavier than Yokozuna. The turning point came when I realized the NHS wasn't going to solve my problems. I was going to have to deal with it myself. I studied research papers, questioned conventional wisdom, and trusted my own observations. I was prepared to do whatever it took to get well again. This is still an ongoing journey for me, but it made me realize one thing. Taking responsibility for your own outcomes is a crucial step to move forward. And this is why mindset and your mental health is your most important asset. I realized that you cannot operate optimally in a state of fear and anger. This stress puts strain on your nervous system and can lead to chronic health issues. The solution. Let me share with you briefly what worked for me, because this could be a video all in itself. Regular exercise, breath work to help trigger your parasympathetic nervous system. Specifically 4-7-8 breathing. This technique involves inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, and exhaling for 8 seconds. The main benefits include stress reduction, improved sleep, emotional regulation, and improved focus and concentration. Visualization. Training my mind to focus on desired outcomes rather than catastrophizing. Reframing. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about reframing scenarios and taking the best out of them. I understand that it seems obvious to just say, oh, mindset, but it can be worked on. People are understandably angry in the UK, and that's mainly because they're coming from a position of lack. They've been manipulated to believe that they are powerless. I believe many people are caught in learned helplessness, a term coined by Martin Seligman. Learned helplessness is a psychological state where an individual, after repeated exposure to uncontrolled stressful situations, stops trying to change their circumstances even when they have the ability to do so. Mindset includes many other factors which I will do a separate video about. You can find the link here when it's ready, also down in the description. Pillar 2. Financial independence is about having more choices. Robert Kiyosaki. It's easy to say that money gives you more choices, but how? With the oncoming AI revolution, many jobs, both white and blue collar, are going to become redundant. So what's the answer? Skills acquisition. Some of you are going to think that you're too old for this, but that's bullshit. Learning these new sets of skills will allow you to grow past your current ceiling. It means having enough resources and income streams to not be dependent on any one employer, client, or even country. It means being able to walk away from toxic situations rather than enduring them because you have no choice. In the new economy, the most valuable asset comes from developing marketable skills that are location independent, future-proof, and scalable. And the core skill that needs to be developed is storytelling. Before you click off and run away, let me explain.
Well, there's an interesting phenomenon that's kind of hiding in plain sight, which is that the next most obvious atomic unit are content creators.
Every successful person I've ever met is an excellent storyteller, or employs one. whether they're telling stories about their products, their vision, or themselves. It's how humans are wired to process information and make decisions. The only people that can hold influence are the ones that can communicate an effective story. Just think about who uses them. Politicians, news networks, influencers, TV series, films. Storytelling is so important. Your life is dictated by the stories you tell yourself. This is why mindset and storytelling is the cornerstone of the life you dream of. Storytelling also contains sub-skills that you can specialize in, such as copywriting and video editing. The beauty of these skills is they work together. When you combine them, you become invaluable in the modern marketplace. This is because they help you in two ways: making money directly through products, services, or content, and being heard, building an audience that amplifies your message. We live in an attention economy. Your voice carries further once you know how to package and deliver your message effectively. Real freedom comes from your mind and your financial strength. And if you don't have the skills you need, you can learn them. And that's why mindset is so important. It will give you the psychological freedom to imagine a better future for yourself, and the resilience to pursue it despite setbacks. And the skills will give you the practical means to create that future. But there's one more foundational pillar that you need: why. More important than how we achieve financial freedom is the why. Find your reasons why you want to be free and wealthy. Robert Kiyosaki. The memory of pensioners having to wrap up warm in their own homes and go without heating over the winter period because they couldn't afford to turn on their heating will never leave me. I am determined to prevent this from happening to my loved ones and myself. I don't want to be left stagnating with obsolete skills dependent on universal basic income. If you're working or middle class, the political establishment has all but abandoned us. If the millionaires that are paying most of the taxes are fleeing the UK, who's going to be left carrying the burden? Us. No matter what industry you work in, you need to prepare for the coming storm. Once you master these skills, you stop being at the mercy of broken systems. You gain the freedom to choose how and where you live. You build resilience against economic and political chaos. This isn't about escaping problems, it's about having the power to solve them on your own terms. For some people it might mean staying in the UK, but creating enough financial independence that rising costs and declining services won't affect them that much. For others, like me, it might mean relocating to places with a better quality of life, lower costs and more opportunity. Either way, you're no longer passively accepting what the system decides to give you. You are actively creating the life that you want. I'm 44 years old with no content creation experience, and I've taken a leap of faith to start from scratch to make this work. Is it scary? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Without a doubt. Sometimes you need to step outside of a broken system to see it clearly and to rebuild on your own terms. But more importantly, my mindset has completely transformed. I'm no longer consumed by anger at a system I cannot change. Instead, I am focused on building something positive, both for myself and for people like you who are looking for a way forward. If this is really going to work, it's going to take a community to make it happen, and it could change your life too.